Welcome, everybody, to the Dope and Tape Show. We are live this Thursday night. I'm live with Steve. Brian is at a party right now, but thank you for joining us. Happy to be here. Happy to see you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Steve.
Yeah, not a problem. Pleasure to be here.
And whether you're watching us live or watching the replay, we appreciate you too. Thank you for joining. Please hit the like button, and if you have not, also hit the subscribe button. Let me pull this up, see how we look. Looks like we're looking okay. Looks like we're actually live. Florencio, what up? We're live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. If anybody's Facebook savvy and you wanted to give us a share on like some sprinkler page, I would greatly appreciate it. If you are a manufacturer or tool company or anybody that wants to put an ad on the show, we have ad space available. Let me know. Tonight we're just going to Steve's like local to me up in Maine, so brother to the north. Is it snowing up there yet?
A little bit up north. It was spitting snow a little bit this afternoon, but nothing's really stuck to the ground yet. We got like an inch.
Steve, Matt, thank you for joining. Mountain Max.
Oh yeah, those are my boys. Is that
Mountain
Matthew and Max?
Hell yeah.
What's up,
Sprinkler
boys?
Steve. So I woke up this morning, I said we're going to get 3 inches on Saturday. They just upgraded it to 8 to 12 inches. So we're about to get dropped on this weekend with snow.
Yeah, we're supposed to get some Sunday.
And so you got any freeze ups yet up in northern
Luckily,
Maine?
I haven't.
Soon.
I think we've had a few minor ones. I actually had on a new install, I had a wet system that was into a canopy going outside that froze up on me a few months ago in like November. They had a few cold days up there, and it was just like some drop downs. There was no real pressure. It wasn't any big deal, just like some icicles.
Corlin, what up? Thank you for joining us, guys. Appreciate you watching. I'm seeing all the faces and names that I always see. Tommy, Brett, thank you for joining. Don't forget that like button. I'm going to keep hitting refresh so I can see if you guys are actually hitting it. So, Steve hit me up on my DMs asking to come on the show. You just recently found the podcast?
Yeah.
Like in
a month ago. Yeah.
And what episode are you on?
I think the last one I was like 38 or something. I'm watching them from, episode 1 right on through on Spotify. Listen to them while I'm at work.
Are we getting better?
Yeah, man.
It was rough. There
was one episode where I thought my service wasn't working, but it was just like there was just no audio for a few minutes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's probably me like clicking like right when we just started when I was doing the testing like
something like that,
shit, there's no audio. If I take my headset out of the computer and I plug it into the Xbox and then I plug it back in, I got to remember to check and make sure that I change it. So you're
change
on,
it back.
What'd you say, 38? 38 was with Lunfire? Or what'd you say? You were watching Shaggy.
Yeah.
31.
Yeah, that was what I was at this morning. Like I finished that one.
Oh, okay. Then you got Steve. Yeah, you got some. We started getting good.
I was listening to him. That was all day today.
That's
swinging
awesome.
goosenecks and listening to Dope and Tape.
I appreciate that. What, you have you make your apprentice listen to it too?
No, I usually have it in my headphones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta keep it low. You don't want the super yelling at you.
No,
Yo, Chad, what up? Pack it up, Chad. Pack it up. So, we got another Ratcliffe in here.
Oh, that's my little brother.
Yo, what up, little brother? Is he gonna be a sprinkler fitter too?
Yeah, he's my apprentice.
Your actual little brother?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
He's been working for us for about a year.
Does he get to drive with you?
Yeah, he rides with me pretty well every day.
Dude, that's fucking cool. The duo up in Maine. So what are you working on right now?
Right now we're just doing a little office building and right local, nothing crazy. A couple, one wet system and a pre-action for
Pipe
the
and
IT
heads?
roads. Yeah, swinging goosenecks right now.
So is he on the machine or you let him putting in heads?
He's on the machine.
Yeah, might have to let him put in some heads.
Yeah, he goes off on his own quite a bit, but I don't like running the machine, so he cuts it for me.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Two first-time chatters you brought. Thank you. So how did you get started? What brought you to the industry?
Well, honestly, shit luck, I think. I lived upstairs in the apartment building above my current company's shop, and I worked at a restaurant before and quit, needed a job, went down, put an application. The boss said I looked like a sprinkler fitter, so started next Monday, and 3 years later,
you grew up in the neighborhood, huh?
No, not even. Just moved down. I'm from northern Maine, so I moved down to central Maine.
How northern?
And, I was 15 minutes, well, 20 minutes from Canada, New Brunswick.
Oh wow, that's up there, dude. So pre-pandemic, the houses were cheap up there. I was looking at some houses on the border that were like 30 grand.
Yeah.
Um, my mother was thinking about moving up there for a little bit. I'm like, that's pretty far up there, Ma. I don't know. I'm gonna be able to make
Yeah.
that trek too often.
Oh, that ride on 95 is brutal too.
Just forever. It's just
Granted, you
like,
can go 90, you can go 95 though. It's
yeah, I went. So my buddy's got a house in Casco,
mm,
and I allegedly had the cruise control set to like 110. Fire sprinkler guy, what up, Daryl? Thanks for joining us. So, all right, so you go to the shop downstairs, and what did they have you work in the shop first?
no, not at all. I started right out with a foreman who trained me for what little of a apprenticeship I had. And
Does the main
yeah,
have
I
a
just
license? Does Maine have a license?
no.
No license? So, yeah, okay. So I still try to wrap my head around those states. It's like down in the south. It's
Yeah, it's
wild.
pretty wild. I am surprised I'm allowed to do as much as I am.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're probably just under your company's umbrella. If they hold the
Yeah,
license and
I
that's the way
am.
the state does it, that's how a lot of these places are doing it.
Yeah, it's I did like a an apprenticeship through the AFSA. Like they got me books and I came home and did tests and
Oh, okay. So you're
nailed
doing it.
those and yeah.
That's what a lot of these guys are doing. That's good. That's awesome. There's big work coming up in Portland
Yeah.
for
Yeah. There's a
Turner
lot of talk.
Construction. They're doing like a lot of hospitals right now. So I'm doing some hospitals with them in Boston, and there's a lot of Boston guys and girls that are going
Mm,
up to Portland, going to like live up there, and I think they're gonna work 410s, and that's
yeah.
crazy.
Our southern crew did the tallest building in Portland just recently, like the new one. I think it was like 14 stories. That's about the tallest we get in Maine.
That's pretty tall. Doesn't sound tall when you say it, but when you're on it, it's pretty
Yeah.
tall, especially if there's an exterior hoist. Who the hell is Daryl going to pick on if Brian isn't here? Daryl and Brian secretly they're buddies. They like each other. They like to just it's sprinkler talk. They get to pick on each other. Mountain Man Max. Mountain Max. What up, Matt? So you guys all work together? Who's Mountain Man? Who's Mountain Max?
So Max was actually my first apprentice. He started working. He was my first helper ever. Like started running work. He was my first, guy with me day one.
That's
And
memorable, isn't it?
yeah, and like today, he's still like probably my best friend.
Awesome. Yeah. It's rare when you make an actual friend at work.
Yeah, good buddy. Went through
Uh,
some shit together.
I went through a couple apprentices at first. I was at a non-union company I was at when I journeyed out. You were like the foremans were all dicks, and I was like
Mm,
everyone was a dick for so long that I had to like be that for a little bit, till I found little Bobby.
yeah.
So when did you get in? How long you been doing it?
3 years today.
Oh,
Yeah,
3 years today. I
yeah,
remember that. That's crazy how the dates line up like that. 3 years
yeah.
today doing sprinklers. How you like it? You can do it
I
forever?
love it.
You got 40
Probably,
you
yeah.
got 40 years left.
Yep. Yeah, no, I like it.
Go easy on the shoulders. Go easy on those rotator cuffs.
Yep.
If
Gotta save
anybody's
'em.
got any questions or comments or concerns, you'll fire them off. Fire off give me some comments. We're gonna be missing like prime time, like 14 or 15 wasted minutes of Brian blabbering. So let's fill that in with comments. Is Mountain Man Max and Mountain Man Paul related? Dude, when his name's only Mountain Max. I don't know if the YouTube guys can see. Oh yeah, you could see him. You could see him on the stream. So I got obviously I just read them right through YouTube and right through Twitch because they come up way faster than you guys see them on the stream. But I keep on saying Mountain Man because it's just like we have Paul. You're
Wait,
only on episode. You know about Paul yet?
no, I don't think so.
You don't know about Paul
Doesn't ring
yet.
a bell.
He was like on episode 70 or fucking 80 or something.
Let me
So
pull it
we
up.
had him back. He's a fan favorite. You'll see. You'll see.
Hmm.
You gotta love Paul. He does sprinklers in like mine shafts.
Hmm. Yeah, I really like the
71.
episode where you guys had the guy from Scotland. I can't remember his name, but that was
Oh
really
yeah, right
interesting.
off the bat, Discovery Fire. It was is that Jimmy James. James? I know it's Discovery Fire. I'm scrolling now through all of them. You think that I know him, but it's just a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot
there's
to
so many
remember.
of them.
I think it was James. But yeah, so when we got better at like how we started it, because we used to just kind of It took me a while to figure out like when we were actually live. This thing doesn't like tell you like, oh, you're live. It will say they got a little timer that starts counting down. So I used to tell Brian to start talking, but then I would watch the replay. I'd realize that like we're missing 10 seconds. What the hell? So like I gotta wait till this thing says 10 really to kind of start talking. So I kind of just
Oh, really?
then I found the soundboard and I'm able to. Yeah, that's James, isn't it? I don't know. Discovery Fire. He had some cool stuff that he was showing us, huh?
Yeah, talking about like the when they're running pumps and they recycle the water instead of just blowing it out.
That's big. That's like big
Yeah,
now. They
that
do
stuff's
that.
cool. Yeah, Jim.
Oh yeah, Jim. I should reach out and say hi to him. I haven't heard from him or seen him on Instagram in a while.
Yeah, he's what, episode 10?
Some
Yeah,
guys
10.
get burnt out and they're on Instagram for a bit and then they stop and it's understandable. It's a lot of
Yeah,
work on that. It's a lot of work on that thing. Um, so that's pretty cool. You get to work right with your brother.
yeah, yeah.
What
Work with him pretty well
what
every day.
what do your parents think of that?
They love it. Yeah, it's good for me to keep him in check, and
And if he's gonna learn from anybody, it's usually like you learn the best
yeah,
from family because they'll tell you exactly what it is.
that's true. And I don't hold back with him. He definitely gets
That's
he earns his day's pay.
so yeah yeah. You better pick up the pace, Matt. You got some big shoes to fill. So there's people that are like as we're progressing with this, there's people like yourself that are finding us like a year later or whatever, and
Mm.
those are cool DMs to get when they're like, oh, I just found the show. I'm starting at episode one. I'm always like, oh shit, don't judge us on episode one. You got to make it through a couple.
No, like I've watched a few of the more recent ones on like YouTube.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good. That's what you should do. Like start with the most recent one, and then go and rewatch the learning. How did he find the show? I'm always interested in how people find you guys.
I think Bobby just popped up in my reels.
Boom. Everybody says. I just, I'd be on. So I'm on the job site, and literally the plumber's like, "Dude, you're like on my phone." I'm like, yeah, dude, that's pretty cool. I'm hacking the algorithm with hashtags and like standing close to you on the Wi-Fi or something. I don't know. It's awesome. It's like I could just with the hashtags, you could show up on like every blue collar guy's page just by putting the right
Yeah.
hashtags on there. And then if I post at coffee break,
Yeah, that's when we're all scrolling.
or if I like the best time to post is lunchtime, East Coast lunchtime, because the East Coast guys get it on their lunch break and the West Coast guys get it on their
Coffee
coffee
break.
break.
Hmm.
And so coffee break in the East Coast sometimes slaps because Cali guys are just starting, but it's hit or miss. You got to see. Instagram will tell you the best time to post according to your followers and your page.
Oh, really?
So Brian is texting me. I'm still at the party. Brian had a party. Brian's the boss now. It's boss man Bry. So he's doing it. Buddy is working. The phone calls I get from him are awesome. I'll let him tell his long stories to you guys when he gets the chance. Good talk with Tommy on Tuesday. Fresh back from like the end of the year was like long. I kind of came down with a little bit of allergies, if you know what I'm saying. Might have felt a little under the weather, but lunch break, what is that? It's just like I just was meant like the time, the time of what most people do. You don't have to take it. It's optional. Do you take lunch in Maine? One break?
50-50, you know. We definitely take a 9 o'clock break.
Definitely. It
That's
depends on the day.
yeah,
Like
that's it.
and like I do a lot of day work, so it's like what you get like I want to get it done. I always want to get it
Mm.
done and get it full, make sure like nothing's leaking. So it's
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I'll take a break after. Then it's like I'll take a break after. Oh, there's nothing
Just
left to
taking
do.
a
Let's
break on the
just
ride
let's go
home.
home. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like if I was on a long job where we were there every day and there was miles and miles of pipe to put up, I'd take my 2 breaks. But for the most
Yeah.
part, I'm a day guy, and I'm not taking my breaks.
Yeah, see, and that's pretty much all I do is like new installs. You know, I've done a few retrofits, but it's been pretty much just brand new buildings, new construction, you know.
But that's awesome. So do you play video games?
Yeah.
Because I
Yep.
know, like, I noticed your buddies that are joining are on Twitch. That's a video game sign right there, and I see a green screen and your headset. So what are you playing?
Uh Call of Duty, 7 Days to Die. Um,
Oh, what's up with 7 Days to Die?
it's like a zombie survival, like
Oh, that's pretty
open
cool.
world game. Yeah.
I'm back on Call of Duty. I got I talk about how I got banned, but I got unbanned.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got an Xbox. I'm banned on my computer,
Yeah.
but I was able to you know, I'm back on, baby, and I'm following all the rules and regulations of the gaming community. I'm sorry for what I did.
The new Call of Duty is brutal compared to the old ones, though.
Eat some crackers. The show goes faster without Brian. Well, like Brian's my boy, you know. Listen, so when he starts talking, I want to listen just as bad as you guys do. But then
Just spews
it's like
information.
my buddy, you know. He's like, because he's got that Georgia charm, so he's just trying to like charm you every time he talks, and I'm just trying to get out as many words as I possibly can when I talk. So it's good. I feel like I speed him up a little bit, and he slows me down a little bit. So that makes sense that the show's going a little bit faster. He's currently at a Christmas party. I don't know if I said that. They got they got a hectic job down in southern Georgia that they're all working together on, trying to bang it out. And now they're having a nice dinner together. Brother's just been after it, you know, from going just sales guy, and now he's just doing all the cool shit. I love seeing it and hearing from him. But he's also like, I haven't seen him on Instagram. But he's taking a little break from Instagram, I think, because I haven't seen him much. But I have been seeing more and more people posting like sprinkler fitters.
Mm,
Guys, like I love seeing that, like a new name, because when someone's new, they don't pop up in my regular DMs. They pop up in my like in a request. So I gotta like,
mm.
because there's a bunch of people that are trying to like sell stuff and all the, there's bots, and
Yep.
so I gotta do a little bit of sifting. But when I see someone new, their sprinkler guy like tagging me. I love seeing that. Like where we're 5 years ago, you wouldn't find anything sprinkler really related on Instagram.
No, I definitely see more like popping up in reels and shit. Like I've
Let's
noticed.
let's go. I love
What's the
that.
guy's name? I actually think I just followed another guy. He'll probably pop up.
You leave Brian alone? You leave... when Brian's not here, Daryl sticks up for him. Oh, Daryl. Daryl's a good dude. I talk to Daryl like every day. How's the truck, Daryl? Tell us about the truck. You love it? I'm truck shopping right now, and it's like I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I need a truck. I need a truck, and it's like, what are these people on trying to sell a used truck for the prices that they are? Is this crazy? Is it crazy? Or is it me? It's like,
It's insane.
I can't do it. There's no way I can do it. I have to wait, but I can't wait. Working with your brother, be honest. How many times has it come close to throwing fists? I couldn't work with my brother.
Probably only 2 or 3 times.
I probably only wanted to whoop his ass once or twice. Yeah, what, you got heated? Like, so how long has he been doing it?
A year.
Okay, so, well,
And he's good. He's good for a year.
little
He's
Matthew
a
needs to
smart
know
kid.
his place though, because
Yeah.
you got the a little bit more knowledge there.
Oh
But
yeah. We know who has the knowledge.
sometimes it can get tense when when one guy wants to do it one way and the other guy wants to do another. That's when
Mm,
um I can go right into neck down. Is what it was, I don't know if that's what everybody calls it, but that's what we call it. Where like if it's my job, I'm in charge, and it's I'm dealing with the supers and I'm dealing with the office. It's my job. Like I'm in charge of that. But if I like
yeah.
my job slow down, I got to show up to your job and help out, and I'm a neck down. Like you're in charge, bro. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
step on your toes. If you want me to do the process that I normally do, that's gonna be way faster than your way. I'm not gonna waste time arguing, bro. I'm gonna do it your way. There might be a reason that I don't know why you wanted to do it that way. So, but there's a lot of people
Right.
like, oh well, fucking Brian taught me to do it like this. That's
Yep.
like,
Definitely heard some of
whoa,
that.
don't fucking say that to me, because I'll be like, where the fuck is Brian? Is Brian here? No, Brian's
Yeah.
not here. I should have chose a different name, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't mention the last foreman that told you to do such and such. If you're the foreman you're with now is telling you to do something else.
Yeah.
I'm yeah, I don't know. I think that if I had a brother, I'm an only child, but I think working, I don't know.
It goes pretty good, I think. At least for me, anyway.
Tommy says he would beat his brother up, or probably Tommy's brother would beat him up. I think. What do you think, Tom? You taking your brother? So I thought I'd be using the NFPA link more, but the questions slowed down. All the code questions kind of slowed down, so I don't really get to use it as much as I was hoping. But we got the NFPA link, and if anybody's ever interested in looking at something, let me know. I'm always there for it. We have been uploading to Spotify. You listening on Spotify usually?
Yeah, that's what I listened to.
Yeah,
What do you guys up like 84 or something?
because it's easier. Because you don't have to run YouTube, right?
Mm. Yeah.
It's just with Streamlabs, I gotta like download it from YouTube and then upload it to the Spotify thing or
Mm.
Apple
Okay.
Podcasts wherever you listen to it. But we are getting better at that because I got Brian helping me out now. So I think I uploaded five, and he's super busy. But I'm gonna upload like I'll probably just upload like five at a time until we catch back up, and then I'll start
Yeah,
doing
for
them
sure.
like the very next day once we get caught up. He outweighs me by a lot. He might he might get me. I've never been in a fight in the job. Pretty close. Never been on a fight in the job. I've been very close on a couple occasions. But you got to diffuse that. That is your you gotta be willing to risk it all if you're gonna do something like that. Especially if it's a brother. I mean, you're still gonna get in trouble for fighting on the job.
Mm.
You gotta wait till you get home and fight in the truck on the highway where it's more safe.
That's right.
So, are you generally doing ad relocates?
What do you mean?
Like what's your next job gonna be? You think, or what was your last job?
So my last job was a big border crossing up north, and it was a government job. It was a big one, fucking little out of my league, but we got
No,
we
don't
we,
say
we
that.
got her
Not
done.
so.
And
You get more money for being on that government job?
I did, but the scale was less than what I was already making.
Oh, oh, because it's so up, it's so north, right?
Yeah, and it was a federal government job. So I've heard the scale on federal compared to state is pretty shitty.
Oh, yeah, all right. I never knew that. So what was it just big? Was it new piping or what was
Yeah, brand new building, new piping. It was two buildings. First building was no problem. Me and Max did that one. That was the job that killed Max. He quit and he ended up working for another company. But
uh
yeah, it was out of town. It's like 4 hours away from home,
oh, so how
up in the middle of nowhere.
how were you doing that? Were you able to go home like on the weekends?
Yeah, we'd go up Monday morning, stay up, work till Friday, work tens or twelves, and
Oh, okay,
come home
rack up some
Friday.
dough, come home Friday night.
Yep.
That's tough. That's tough though. That's still tough to
Yeah,
do.
long weeks, shitty, and like just we were ill prepared for it. Logistics stuff that was out of
4 hours.
our control. But
I've worked 2 hours away, and we were like I stayed over a couple nights, and then I didn't really like where we were staying, so then I was driving, and man, that's a long ways.
yeah, our cutoff is anything over 2.5 hours. They'll put us up, but anything
Yeah,
under we make that every
and
day.
it also
Which
depends on how long. Like, am I gonna be there just for a week? Then I'll.
yeah, yeah.
But if it's a lot extended, I'm looking for someone with an NFPA membership. I found a typo in 72, and I want to see what they actually meant. They told me I need an NFPA membership to report the typo and ask what the actual code should be, but I don't have a membership. Dude, I like that. I wanna help you with that. Let's DM me, Chris, or yeah, DM me on Instagram. Let's talk, and I'll help you submit that. I'm gonna reach right out to the boys at NFPA. I'm intrigued now about a typo.
Yeah,
Send it.
it's wicked.
Politics will get the guys going on any job site. I recently was working with a hardcore Trumper, and we ran into the only blue collar Biden person I've ever met, and they got heated. Yeah, politics can definitely get heated, but sometimes like if you're just people are talking shit. Like that's what happens to me. Is like it's always a duck guy. What's up with that? It's always a couple times I've been pushed over the edge. Or I've been fighting with other people. It's always a damn duck guy. Those tin bangers. But yeah, I just my banter and shit talking is just gonna be next level. So don't come at me, bro. And Buddy got really mad when I mentioned his wife. And it was overboard for him. I thought it was funny. You don't have Instagram? Wow. All right.
Hey,
Shit.
Boomer.
No Instagram. I'm taken aback by that. What do you got? You probably don't have Snapchat. Email me, dog. Email me on the dopeandtape at Gmail, and I'll email you back. I'll email you my phone number so you can text me, so we don't have to be on email. And then I don't have to give my phone number out on the live. So all you guys be calling me. Just hit me up on Instagram. I respond every time. So listen, we're kind of missing Brian's like slow stories right now, so I can think of something else to talk about.
So what are you working on right now, Bobby?
Right now,
Or what are you doing with it?
I'm working on a new build in the basement of a hospital, and It's just a small. They took over a small section that used to be something else. They're now making it a kitchen, so the demand is a little bit higher, and the as-built showed 4-inch mains. And so I get there with the 4-inch pipe and all the fabbed up pipe and the crates and everything, and we get sorting, and I get looking, and I'm like, well, that's not a 4-inch main. There's no 4-inch mains to be found. I go to the stairwells, it's all 2.5-inch zone controls. So I put in my RFI saying, you guys gonna let me use an increaser coupling, which that's me being
Yeah.
wise. They're not going to allow that. And so now it's like up in the air. Like I got to run 4-inch above these ceilings, like back to the stairwells, and do 6x4 mechanical tees with a whole riser shut down. And there's going to be it's 2 dual fed systems, so I have to add 4 zone controls. There's going to be 8 fire alarm points, and it was a lot to bite off yesterday when I was walking around with everybody, and I'm like, you got to go from like here
Uh,
100 feet above an ACT ceiling in a basement
yeah.
of a hospital. You don't even have to pop your head up to know that
It's just fucking.
there's no room. You probably couldn't even pull a wire.
Yep.
And I'm gonna hopefully stuff Schedule 40,
Jesus.
4-inch up there. But so we have pipe to put up tomorrow, and we're gonna like start putting the 4-inch up in the space, and then just hopefully they can figure out where the mains are gonna come from or whatever. But yeah, other than that, I almost was gonna go. We were gonna go to the island tomorrow. Um, which I'm not supposed to like be posting about the island, so I had to chill with the island posting because like we're the only ones out there. I don't want to get in trouble with that. So, but I'm working on like this abandoned island in the Boston Harbor, and it's just gonna be high winds. We're getting that big storm, so the boat guy
Mm.
said, might want to risk it in the high winds. So,
Yeah. Back when I was an apprentice, I worked on an island. Did a it was
how'd you
like
get
a
out there?
we took a ferry to another island, and then we stayed on that island, and then every day we take a fishing boat from that island to the job site. It was
Dude,
like a 25-minute ride in the boat.
yeah, I want to have the van. I want to like,
We had the truck on the first island.
and then like, but you're on that
So
second island and you're just like
mhm.
naked out there.
we we had a gang box. It was supposedly freighted, but the people at the shop sucked, and we got some old tools and shit. But luckily, we had a pack out, and we had a lot of our shit, so
Oh
it
man.
wasn't too bad.
Just look up 72 battery temperature standard. It says a terminal can't be more than 18 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius over ambient temp, but 18 Fahrenheit does not equal 10. I thought Fahrenheit and Celsius, don't they meet somewhere like close around those numbers? Bobby responds every time in about 20 to 25 1 to 2 word messages. Listen, there's a lot of you guys and trying to hit everybody. Bobby was intimidating running that massive brand new hospital job when you were like 25? Or was it intimidating? Um, yeah, so my first job that I ran in the union, it wasn't a hospital. It was like a scientific building, but it was like you said, like it was the first job I ever had that first job I had ever been on with a sky crane. Actually,
Mm.
no, I'd been on one prior, but I was just like a branch line guy. So just the logistics of being able to take a pipe delivery on a homemade loading dock and then go up an exterior hoist and like just learning all that for the first time on this job. I think I was 24, and it was like I want to say 350,000 square feet of garage, maybe like 3 levels with 3 6-inch dry valves, and then there was like 400,000 square feet of office space above, like few floors, and I had done a few fire pumps with my old man, but like when you're not running it, you're not really. If you're not the
You
chief,
know,
you're just like
yeah,
pops is giving you shit, you're putting it in. You're not really like. I
yeah,
was young. I was young. I should have been
yeah.
paying more
Oh
attention.
yeah,
But
yeah,
so when I got to this and they had asked me, "Have you done a fire pump before?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." But like, no, I really hadn't. And that was my first fire pump room, and it came out really good. But it was like I remember being like, "Man, this is big. This is a big one, especially like for my age."
mm.
And just like I'd only been in the union for 1 year. I'm
Oh
doing like this
wow.
huge ass building. 18 degrees Fahrenheit is like -7. 10 is 50. All right, we're gonna get to the bottom of this one, Chris. I like this. I like a little bit of code drama. Gotta get these damn temperatures right on this battery standard. I'll get back to you on that, Chris. Actually, probably forget. So I'm gonna take a picture. Boom. All right, now I won't forget. So yeah, there might be like a homeless guy living on the island. That's like spying on the crew. Like that's what these guys were reporting back to me today. Like it's happened before. They've reported a couple times, but they're almost positive now that there's like a person out there, or just like a I don't know. Maybe it's a spirit, but
They find just like traces of somebody, or like they see something.
they can like hear him walking like on the floor above, and then
Uh,
like he'll hear them and he'll start running, and then the boat guy sees him at night in the windows allegedly,
oh
and
shit.
then the other story that I heard is that he calls the cops on himself to get like a rise out of the police, but they can never find him because it's a
Fuck.
big ass island with a lot of buildings, but
Just keep your 18 on you, I guess.
wicked crazy, wicked crazy and creepy. Fun place to work though. Anytime you gotta take a barge to the job.
Yeah, it's always a cool day.
So here we are, episode 105 with 742 subscribers. Pretty cool.
Nice,
10
nice.
likes. They're actually hitting the like. If you guys ever wanted to get this hat, you could get it. Wow, is it not there? It's not even there. Is it there? Oh, it's
On the
up there.
page.
It's up there. It's up there. Dope and tape in my spread, and go get yourself a hat, or just hit me on Instagram and I'll send you the link. Flood story. Ooh, good one, Tom. You got a flood story? Have you flooded anything? Has Matt flooded anything?
Oh yeah, we flooded something.
Oh, thanks, Tommy.
So that big job I was talking about, the first one up north, first flood there, we were testing the wet system, first and second floor. It wasn't huge, but um, we're pumping it up to 200 pounds. I was on the first floor pumping it up. Matthew was walking around up on the second, and the gauge is reaching like 195, and I'm just watching it slowly creep up to 200, and then all of a sudden it just goes boop, brrr, all
Oh
the way down.
shit.
I was like, "Fuck!"
Oh shit.
And so I shut the pump off, start running and go upstairs, come around the corner, dead center, then like middle of the hallway. I just see water fucking pouring down over ductwork that's been wrapped and like just fucking water going everywhere.
Was it a
And
sheetrock?
yeah, but they didn't do the bottom like 6 inches, I think for that very reason.
I knew you were gonna flood it.
So didn't do too bad. And they did a real good job. We like the general contractor company, they like four of their guys hopped right on. We were cleaning it up. We got it cleaned up pretty quick, but it was a 3 inch main with a T and an elbow off in it, and the elbow, the 009 3 inch coupling between the T and the elbow wasn't tightened all the way, and so it held till 195, and she didn't want to take 200.
Man.
Yeah, luckily it didn't let go 100% because like when it pushed up, it kind of twisted the coupling and the lips kind of,
Was
caught
it
it
still
at that
holding it?
point.
Still
Yeah.
holding a teensy bit?
So it wasn't blown right apart, which was pretty cool.
Yeah,
But then
that's nerve-wracking when it happens, but like looking
yeah,
back at it, it really like you never
it wasn't
really
even that bad.
you don't fuck
Like
it up that bad,
yeah,
especially if it's a new construction.
they had to rip out some of the duct insulation, but the guy there, shout out to Peter, he's the man. He's this old dude who just doesn't give a fuck. Just
Was he
wants to smoke.
was he a laborer or a sprinkler guy?
No, he's the insulator who did like all the duct work because like that's what
Oh,
needed to be
oh,
ripped out.
yeah. He's like, fuck it, I'll redo it.
Yeah, he didn't give a
Yeah,
shit.
that's awesome.
It was T&M for him, so whatever.
And then so it seems like you had another one.
Yeah. So this was on I think it was my dry system in that building, and we were testing it, but we had reworked a 3 inch main, therefore we had to rework an inch and a half branch line threaded, and well, we forgot to fucking put the branch line back in, and we had an inch and a half open outlet threaded off the 3 inch main, blowing in the fucking electrical room all over transformers that were open. Supposedly they were live, but I didn't see any sparks.
That was an oopsies.
Yeah, that was bad. That could have cost a lot of money. We got lucky on that one. The electrician said they were able to like dry him out. I don't know, must put it in a bag of
So
rice or
did you shut
something.
it down real quick, or did you try to jam
Oh yeah,
something in the outlet?
no, it was right next to the riser, so I just shut it all off. I was able to drain it.
Down quick.
Yeah,
Oh shit. The flood stories are the best. We've been forgetting to ask that, Tommy. You got to remind me, Tommy. Keep it
yeah, I
on,
love the
and
flood
remind me some
stories.
more. Yeah, they are good.
I was looking
Um,
forward to telling those.
yeah, no, that's great. I've had a few over the years. I forget the ones that I've told. I've had my fair share of, and I've just been like present when other people
Mm,
fucking have some floods.
yep.
But nothing, only a couple that really I caused. I flooded a Home Depot one time.
Nice.
That was a good one. Changing out central heads. I think they were like 1 inch uprights. And Home Depot didn't want to do it at night, and they didn't want to shut the store down. So I was literally driving like we were barricading the aisle off, and I would drive down the aisle, and we would change the heads. And I want to say these are like the days. I think I had a Walkman. I don't even know if I had an iPod back then. I want to say I had a Walkman, but I just had the music on, man, and I took one of them heads out, and I never put a head back in. And I just drove off, and I was like 5 aisles down, and we were end of the day, ready to fill. And I was always the jokester apprentice, so when I called the foreman and I said, "Shut it down," he's like, "Eh, you're gonna try harder than that, kid." I'm like, "Dude,
Well,
shut it,
you want to shut it down?
shut it down." And I immediately scrambled. I got the lift back. I went up there. You know, had to make believe that I took a head out and put it in. There was an old guy that seen the whole thing and knew that there was nothing in it. You could see the ceiling. It was an upright and it was
Yeah, just
spraying at the
fucking.
ceiling. So obviously, but whatever. But Home Depot they were grabbing wet vacs off the shelves, and they
Yeah, I
the
mean,
little
hey,
dude just came right away in his little Zamboni. It was over the man. I was over the plumbing. It was all
gosh,
plumbing shit on one side, and then all microwaves and a bunch. It damaged a lot of stuff. But that was that. Anytime I had a flood, I wouldn't tell my dad right away. Like, how'd it go today, kid? I'd be like, oh, it went great. And then weeks later, I'd be like, oh yeah, so that day over at Home Depot,
it didn't go so
before you
great.
find out from the office, we had a little flood. Oh, it was always good. Always held them in for a little bit, you know.
So, how long did your dad do it for?
Oh man, long time. He worked for my mother's father. Had a mechanical company. He was second generation American, so he started a mechanical company where they did pipes. It was plumbing, heating, sprinklers, all of it. And so when my father met my mother, that's when my dad started sprinklers. Worked under him until he got with a large non-union company out of Marlboro, Mass.
Hmm,
So probably 20, 25 years. Long time.
yeah, that is a long
And so
time.
when he got in with that big company that was, that was monumental to his career. He was able to grow big. That was like the day and age of the warehouse, like
Mm,
Stop and Shop. A lot of Stop and Shops, a lot of Preferred Freezers, Lowe's, Home Depots, Walmarts, Targets, those babies they were going up, and they would be going up side by each, and the company he worked for, he would get them all.
so get them all,
And
just start one end,
to
go
have
right to the
three
other.
warehouses in the same complex, and there would
That's
just be
awesome.
50 guys there, lifts and pipe deliveries, be working in the dirt. It was just all the
That's
jobs we
awesome.
always worked in the dirt. You were on a 4x4 lift in the
Yeah,
dirt, hanging pipe. That's
I've done that
Nobody's really putting
once.
up warehouses that much anymore. I mean, they're
Yeah.
obviously still going up, but not at the rate that they were
Mm,
back then. Hangars and all that stuff. He was doing big boy jobs.
mm,
Um, then I think when I started, they had just started renovating UMass Amherst,
okay.
and so there was several dormitories there that we had to add sprinklers to. We were adding CPVC systems to you know, I think it was a 20-story tower, or there was all these different little buildings. And I remember being able to eat all you can eat breakfast for $5, and we were able to eat with
Fuck
the college
yeah.
kids. And that was I was I was 18, so it was
That was fuck perfect.
that was perfect. I'm like, I'm not sitting
Yeah.
with you, Dad. I'm gonna go over there and sit with all these people.
Yep. We'll sit with my people.
So that was good. Learn retrofits. You learn a lot putting
Mm,
sprinklers in an existing building.
yeah, that's definitely interesting. I've done that. That was actually my first, I was still an apprentice at the time. They wanted to see if I could do something on my own. It was a residential, it was a house, and I sprinkled that with a tank and pump system, and that went pretty cool.
I like doing that. I've
Yeah,
added
that
a
was
lot of
nice.
sprinklers to existing buildings where you're the only sub there with a fire alarm guy.
Dude, that's perfect. That's what I want. And yeah.
'Cause it's easy. Anybody could do a brand new job when you got a nice, when they spend 100 or 200,000 on coordination and your print is
Mm,
perfect and the plumber's got his spot, everybody's got their spot. That shit's easy. Like go into a building where everything's in and you gotta pipe
Go in and
heads and
around and
add the
figure out
main,
how
add
you're
the
gonna get
lines and
that.
all that shit.
Yep.
That's where I learned the most.
Yep.
What's going on with the chat? Anybody got any questions? Anybody missing Brian? I'm surprised Brian's not checking in. I should have sent him an invite. He could have popped in on his
Mm.
he could have popped in real quick and said hi. Should we bother him? I'm gonna bother him. Boom. Let's see what happens. I want to poke the bear. Let's talk about who's coming on next. Let's do that for a few minutes. Tuesday the 9th and Thursday the 11th. I'm trying to book some people. We need to get some people on the show. We need maybe some new people, maybe some returning people. Does anybody have any suggestions? Would anyone in here like to come on, or would you like to hear some from somebody again? Some people we have on, it's like it goes so quick. I
Mm.
feel like they got a lot more stories left. Also, we had a social. We have had a couple socials. Those are pretty good when you get like a bunch of people on here.
How do those work? Just like a big Zoom call?
Yeah, like I could realistically, I think I could put 100 people on here, but
Oh shit.
that might be a little overboard. I
Oof.
might have to mute people, but we've been doing this long enough that most people realize, don't talk over each other.
Yeah.
Unless it's Brian. Talk right over Brian. That's usually what I do. But we are actively booking. I have to talk with Janine. I know Janine was she's got some people she was going to try to get on here. So maybe, I don't know, maybe she already filled up some dates. But I think that, like, from the 9th on is open. Tuesdays and Thursdays, moving forward, 2024. Hit me up with who we should have on. Who you think we should have on. And don't forget to hit that like button. What's the plan for the weekend? Hoping for some freeze ups?
Hey, I'm off call, so they can freeze if they want.
Oh, so how's that work? How many guys are there, and who you have to rotate?
Yeah, we do a rotation. Right now we're down to it's every 7 weeks. We only got 7 guys on the list right now. But
Oh, so every 7 weeks you got to go on for the
yeah,
week?
yeah, it starts on Thursday. And I like today's my first day off call.
Does it suck?
It's not too bad. I got one call Monday night, and it was to the air guard base. Probably can't talk too much about it, but
Yeah.
it's
How
just a
long's that
little.
ride?
It was only a half an hour for me. It wasn't too bad. It took more longer to get, everything but the cavity search at the gate. They tore
Oh
everything out of my
yeah.
truck, and
Man,
I,
I did that for months at Westover.
yep.
I'm writing this down, Tommy. Marvette and Flo. Gotta get Flo on here. That's a good one. Just left service and inspections after 5 years. Back to install as a foreman. Would love to come on. Fishing, Minnesota. We are also going to spend 10 minutes talking about fishing because that's something that I like to do. Fishing, Minnesota. Are you on Instagram? If so, please DM me. Actually, you know what? You want to come on Tuesday? Mr. Fishing, Minnesota? I'd love to refer to you as your name. Let's see what your channel says your name is. Aviator. Let's go. Boom. I just subscribed. What do you got? It's largemouth right there. I'm trying to do some ice fishing. Anything frozen up your way yet?
There's a few lakes up north, like up where I'm from, up home, but
And they're on the ice?
down here,
That might be too long
yeah,
of a ride.
yeah, probably like what, probably 6 hours for you, I'd say.
Yeah, it's up there. What's the big spot everyone goes snowmobiling? Like the Isle? The
The Allagash,
the Isle.
Pres Presque Isle,
Presque Isle.
yeah, Presque Isle,
That's where I was looking at houses.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
That's like an hour north of where
I
I
wanted
go.
to do some brappity brap brap. I wanted to buy like
Yeah,
a twenty
it's a good
thousand
land, good
dollar
place
like
for it.
160 horsepower just you know snowmobile thing and just fucking blast that thing up in Maine. But I
Yeah,
didn't do it.
that's what
Someday.
our we have a guy who lives up there in Presque Isle. He's our county guy. He takes care of everything up north because there's not much up there, so pretty much one guy can handle all of
Can he
our
show up
accounts.
on a sled?
Yeah, we went up. I was working with a foreman. We were doing a job. It was a VA like walk-in clinic, and just a small building. And he took us snow sledding like the third night we were out of town up there.
That's sick. Yeah, I remember like I'm pretty sure I was looking. I'm Presque Isle, and it was like on the Canadian border. Dude,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
pretty
like
close.
I think it was a two-bedroom and a bath, and it had one bath and a shed, and it was like 30 grand, and it had like a half an acre, and the special trail that everybody talks about, it was on that trail. I'm like, oh, dude, we need this, but
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Now,
Do you take
now,
apprentices on the show? I know you had little Bobby and Brian's brother-in-law before. Fuck yeah, we take apprentices. Little Bobby's no longer an apprentice, and neither is Brian's. But it's just like they like were our apprentices for so long that it's tough to. Catch ourselves saying that all the time. Brian will always say my apprentice, but it's really like they're journeyman now. But to answer your question, yes, we would love to have an apprentice on the show. Anyone who is in the fire protection, fire prevention, fire safety, or even construction industry, for that matter, can come on the show. Have Janine on again. That's a great idea.
I was trying to
Janine.
get Matthew on here, but he wasn't into it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not for everybody. I totally understand that too. Nothing's frozen in Minnesota either. Gotta come to South Florida and catch a peacock bass. Yeah, dude. Offer accepted. I'm coming to Florida. Um, I think we're coming to Florida in June, but I'll be in Orlando for NFPA. Well, I think if somebody sponsors us, we're going. I think if somebody doesn't sponsor us, we're not going because it's quite expensive. It's quite expensive. But I definitely want to. I don't even know what a peacock bass is, but I bet it's in Florida. It's probably massive, and I'm totally for it. The biggest fish I ever caught was I think like a 39-inch striped bass. That thing was big, and it was awesome. That was an awesome day. But I'm trying to go ice fishing. I got a lot of ice fishing stuff. We didn't have ice last year.
Really? He didn't get any?
Not like it wasn't safe.
Wasn't, yeah, not enough to go out. Yeah, I have some people, like some of my friends I went to high school with, they went ice fishing a few weeks ago. They had like 4 or 5 inches and they were out just on foot. But we've got like it's been fucking weird this year, you know.
It
It's
is.
last month was warmer than it was in November.
Look up peacock bass on Google. They're beautiful. I don't doubt they are, but now I have to. Peacock bass. Yeah, we didn't get like we had a little bit of ice, but it's like it wasn't safe for me to go out there. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that thing is big. When are we going? Wow. Putting it back though. I like to put them back. I'm not into eating them. I don't care what kind of fish it is. I'm putting it back. That is a sick looking fish. I definitely want to catch one. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. If I'm in Orlando in June, we're doing it, Chris. All right, so that's all. I'm gonna hit up Raquel, and we're gonna get Fishing Minnesota guy on here, and Janine. We're definitely gonna have Janine back on. That's for damn sure. I'll hit her up and try to plan that. Or maybe we get her on the show, and then she can invite her peeps, and then we can book them live, because that's like the easiest thing to do. Maybe that's what we'll just do right now. Fishing Minnesota. You want to come on Tuesday? I'm setting you up. Tuesday, the 9th. Next Tuesday, you're coming on. Minnesota. 1-9 is going to be the Minnesota sprinkler fitter or inspector. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? 11 likes. You guys are hitting it. Hit the like button. If you haven't hit it, hit the like button. You're looking sick of me saying that. I gotta say it. You know I have to say it. And we do have ad space available, and that can help us get to these NFPA and AFSA conventions or all these other conventions. If people want to put a commercial on the show like any other type of podcast would have, we could do that. I could flash over right now and say, and now please hold for a quick word from our sponsors. Boom, and then it slides over and we show your ad. But if you don't want to do it, then you don't do it. Perfect. All right, I got you down. Still hit me up on Instagram so I don't have to call you Fishing Minnesota. I can know your name and we'll chat a little bit. We'll talk more about fishing. And I think that's that. We got Friday. I'm gonna be doing snow blowing this weekend, so I don't know. Maybe you guys will get like some snow blowing content because it's gonna take me a long time. I got a long ass driveway, and if we get a foot of snow, if the news says a foot, I'm most definitely gonna get a foot. I'll probably get like I usually get like 5 inches more than what they say because I'm 1,000 feet above sea level.
Fingers crossed for powder. That's all I can
Powder.
say.
If it's fucking wet, it's gonna suck.
Yep. Yeah, I
My
got a
two-wheel drive
snowblower.
van. But it's good it's on the
Yeah,
weekend, so I won't have to miss work or get stuck on the road.
I'm working all weekend.
Working all weekend?
Yeah,
Why so?
making up for lack of experience with effort.
Is it just a big push at the job?
Yeah,
GC's paying the overtime?
yeah,
You got to do that. I'm always saying yes to
yeah,
that. Yeah, so the job where I got to run the mains that I was telling you over the ceiling and 4-inch and control valves and all that, that's gonna all be night work because
yeah,
it's all active hospital corridor.
yeah.
So that'll be fun. Slap a
Have you?
shovel on the Banshee, Bobby. It's a YFZ. I would kill for a Banshee. They're all beat up though. You can't like get a good one. You got to get. I think the Australia boys made like a 2008. Or, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think that the Australia boys made like a one extra year of the Banshee than we did in America, and that's where you got to go get them to get the newest one. But that's a YFZ 450. I'd probably have to stud it out, but if we get like if we get more than 8 inches, I probably wouldn't be able to go anywhere. I'd be like stuck
Probably you'd get hung up.
with them little, cause I got little tires on that thing, little tires, big sprockets, super acceleration. What I really should do is drive that little fucker. But that goes back to the truck thing. Need the truck to put the four-wheeler in the truck to go
Yeah.
and drive the four-wheeler, and to go ice fishing. So I think that's that. I think we're gonna wrap this up.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Brian for ditching us, bastard. No, I'm just kidding, Bri. Just kidding, Bri.
Just
We're
kidding,
not
Brian.
we're not as mean as Daryl. We love you.
I
You're
get it. You
doing
didn't
you're
want
doing
to
a great
talk.
job. Keep up the good work, Bri. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming on
Yeah,
and
man.
and
It's great.
reaching out. So Steve reached out to me in my DMs talking about the podcast and then talking about coming on, and that's like the easiest way is to get people on here is if you feel comfortable coming on camera and talking and just let me know because we'll book it right then and there and get you on, and then I don't have to like hound people because sometimes it's awkward when people tell you no. And I totally want you guys to tell me no if you don't feel comfortable, but I know sometimes you guys want to tell me yes, and then like last minute some people will bail off because they'll get nervous, which is understandable. It's the interwebs. It's nervous, but I think that's that. 52 minutes. It's a little bit of a short one, but kind of touched everything. Sitting here alone. I think. Hope you have a good day at work tomorrow.
Hey, thanks a lot. You too, man.
Everybody else in the chat, thanks for showing up and helping pick up the slack. Appreciate you guys. We will see you Tuesday with Fishing Minnesota, and we're going to talk sprinklers and maybe a little bit about fishing.